The Bible tells us to get wisdom rather than silver and gold, just like it tells us to get instruction rather than silver. Wisdom is so important for you to have. Again, it is the principal thing. Wisdom, a wise dome. But I don't want to create a misnomer where you think that wisdom is just something that you have in your head. That word kokma or kakma for wisdom, although the root of it is the word mouth, in the Bible, it speaks oftentimes how that God gave them wisdom in their heart. Basil Lamb is wise-hearted. Joshua was wise-hearted. Caleb was wise-hearted. Joseph was wise-hearted. God gives folks wisdom not just in their head, not just in their mouth, but He puts wisdom in your heart. Wisdom, how to do it. I know folks who, they were not a trained mechanic. They opened up the hood and God showed them how to do something. I know folks who were on their job. They didn't know how to do it, and God showed them how to do it. I know folks who didn't know which way to go, left or right, as they were traveling, and God showed them how to do something. How? By putting it in their heart. And we could talk about so many folks in the Bible who had wisdom. Again, Basil Lamb, which if you read the Talmud, would suggest that he's 8 or at the most 13 years old when he built the tabernacle. When he in Exodus 25 or Exodus 37 takes one piece of metal, one piece of gold, and out of that God tells him, you take one piece and you make this beaten work, a candlestick, not separate parts and screw them together. But how is an 8-year-old or a 13-year-old going to figure out how to do all this beautification and make this tabernacle and the things in the tabernacle, except God give him wisdom? The reason why I mention him is because, again, so many times we think God's wisdom is based on our intelligence. It's not. When he gave Solomon wisdom and he gave him knowledge, in the Hebrew there was one letter added to the word as to what he asked for. He put that letter hey in it, which means the breath of God. The Bible speaks about how that the wisdom of the world is foolishness to God. And so what Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 is the natural man, the psychikos, does not receive the things of the Spirit or the things of God. They're not naturally discerned. They're not naturally learned. You cannot go to college and get the wisdom that I'm talking about. This wisdom does not come with man's wisdom, but only with the wisdom of God. For the Bible says you receive it by the Spirit of God. For the Spirit of God is what knows the things of God. Wisdom is the principal thing, which means the rashith, the first, the chief in priority. God used wisdom to create the worlds. And wisdom is the how I do. It is most important that you get that principal thing, wisdom. How can you get it? Well, the Bible says, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives it liberally. All this time you've been reading all these books and you could have just asked God like Solomon did And the Bible said he gives it liberally and upbraideth not. Here, take this from me. Oops, no. Take this. Nope, not gonna let you have it. Take this. And I pull it back. Give it liberally means I give it in a huge proportion. Upbraiding not means I don't put it out there and then play with you about it. Take it back. But if you ask God for wisdom, he will give it liberally, upbraideth not. Wisdom, the principal thing. Get wisdom, get understanding.